It's official. Downton Abbey is coming to an end, and this time, it really is goodbye. Fans finally got their very first look at the grand finale during Universal's big CinemaCon presentation, and the buzz is already off the charts. After 6 seasons of television and 2 feature films, this third movie is designed to close the book once and for all on the beloved Crawley saga. No more cliffhangers, no more teasers for what's next, this is the final chapter. And while the studio is still keeping most of the plot tightly under wraps, the details we do have are enough to get longtime fans more than a little emotional. The biggest takeaway? Practically the entire core cast is back. Michelle Dockery, Joanne Froggatt, Alan Leach, Jim Carter, Robert James Collier, the list goes on. If you followed this family for years, it's safe to say you'll be seeing all the familiar faces one more time. Now let's talk about that teaser footage shown at CinemaCon. It didn't give too much away, but it dropped just enough breadcrumbs to paint a picture of what's coming. The trailer opens on a horse track, very classic Downton vibes. Carson is there, standing proudly as he declares, "Welcome to 1930. That one line says it all. We're entering a brand new decade, and as fans know, every time Downton jumps forward in history, it signals big change is about to hit the family and their staff. From there, we get quick glimpses of Lady Mary, Lady Edith, and the rest of the cast settling back into life at the Abbey. One shot in particular is striking, Mary in a dazzling red dress, the Abbey alive with music and parties, and then, an emotional punch. We see Robert gently press a kiss to his hand and place it against the side of the Abbey building. No words, no speeches, just a simple gesture that feels like a goodbye. This timeline matters too. The last movie, Downton Abbey, A New Era, was set in 1928. Fast forward 2 years, and we're now in 1930. That's a pivotal moment not just historically, but emotionally. The 1930s were a decade of upheaval, transformation, and looming uncertainty. So it only makes sense that the Crawleys are about to face yet another wave of change, whether they're ready for it or not. Of course, Downton Abbey has never been a story about doom and gloom. From the sound of the footage and cast interviews, this final chapter leans into celebration. Yes, it's about endings, but it's also about legacy, family, and everything the Abbey has meant to its characters and its fans. And still, make no mistake, this is goodbye. And that means emotions are going to run high. One of the biggest emotional weights hanging over this film is the absence of Dame Maggie Smith. Her character, the iconic Dowager Countess Violet Crawley, passed away during A New Era. And sadly, in real life, Maggie Smith herself passed away in 2024. That means this isn't just the final movie in the franchise, it's also a tribute. A tribute to Violet, who became the heart and wit of the entire story, and a tribute to Maggie Smith, whose sharp delivery and unforgettable one-liners made her a fan favorite around the world. Even though she won't appear in the film, her presence is still going to be deeply felt. And if early reactions are any indication, tissues will absolutely be required. Because yes, the tone is uplifting and nostalgic, but Downton Abbey has always been about more than costumes and drama, it's about the people we've grown attached to over the years. Saying goodbye to them will not be easy. Joanne Froggatt, who has played Anna Bates since the very first episode, recently opened up about the finale while promoting her new project Mobland alongside Tom Hardy. She explained that this movie brings the story back to its core, the Crawley family, their loyal staff, and the legacy of the Abbey itself. She described it as a full-circle moment, one that honors the past while also looking toward the future. The film hits theaters on September 12th, and the cast list alone proves how big this send-off really is. In addition to Froggatt and Dockery, you'll see Hugh Bonneville, Laura Carmichael, Jim Carter, Raquel Cassidy, Brendan Coyle, Kevin Doyle, and Michael Fox all reprising their roles. And here's a treat for longtime fans, Paul Giamatti returns as Harold Levinson, a character we haven't seen since season 4. Adding to the excitement, there are also fresh faces joining the ensemble, including Jolie Richardson, Alessandro Nivola, Simon Russell Beale, and Artie Frashen. Michelle Dockery, who has carried much of the series as Lady Mary, also shared her thoughts on wrapping up this journey. While promoting her other film, Flight Risk, she described the new Downton movie as a heartfelt tribute to Dame Maggie Smith. Dockery explained that reuniting with the cast felt like receiving a rare gift, one last chance to relive something incredibly special. She also gave fans a glimpse into their very last day on set, and it was every bit as emotional as you'd expect. According to her, they've had last days before, when the series ended, when they finished the first movie, and again with the second. But this time, she said, it truly felt final. The cast soaked in every moment, fully aware this was the end of an era. And despite the tears, Dockery said the atmosphere was joyful. For more than 15 years, this cast has been like a family, and she described the set as one of the happiest places to be. That sense of bond and togetherness has always been at the heart of Downton Abbey, and it's clear that spirit carried right into the finale. For so many fans, Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess, has been the defining presence of Downton Abbey. Her razor-sharp wit, her fearless honesty, and those unforgettable one-liners made her the soul of the series. Even though Maggie Smith won't appear in this final chapter, Michelle Dockery reassured audiences that the movie serves as a gorgeous goodbye to Violet. Knowing that the entire cast carried her spirit with them while filming makes the finale feel even more meaningful. Dockery also touched on what it was like to work with Paul Giamatti again. His return as Harold Levinson adds another family layer to the Crawley dynamic. She described him as fun, easy to work with, and said having him back was like putting one more piece of the family puzzle into place. For longtime fans, his return is sure to spark nostalgia and a sense of completeness. Interestingly, Dockery revealed that the idea of 3 Downton Abbey movies was always floating around. While nothing was ever guaranteed, the thought lingered in the background, waiting for the right moment. In her words, the cast and crew would have been thrilled just to make one movie. But because fans showed up, supported each release, and continued to love the story, the opportunity to create more films became a reality. In a way, this grand finale feels like destiny, as if it was always meant to happen. She reflected on the journey with a lot of gratitude, saying Downton Abbey has played such an important role in her life. The final shoot was something she would never forget, both an ending and a celebration of everything the show has given the cast, the crew, and the fans. Friendships, shared memories, and a legacy that has stretched across more than a decade. And while everyone involved treated this project as a definitive farewell, Dockery left a small door open. She hinted that maybe, just maybe, a Christmas special could still happen. After all, the holiday episodes have always been a highlight of the series, and Downton has a tradition of delivering memorable festive stories. You never know, she said with a smile, leaving fans with a glimmer of hope for one more holiday gathering at the Abbey. But whether or not that ever happens, Downton Abbey, the grand finale promises to be everything longtime viewers could ask for. Emotional, nostalgic, celebratory, and yes, bittersweet. It's about more than saying goodbye to characters we've loved for years. It's about saying farewell to an era, to a house that has been the center of it all, and to the world Julian Fellows created that kept millions of people coming back again and again. When it premieres on September 12th, the Crawleys and their staff will come together under one roof for the very last time. And if the early footage is any indication, this isn't just a conclusion, it's a warm embrace, a chance to return home, and the perfect way to close the story. As Andrea Bocelli once sang, it's time to say goodbye. And what better way to do that than with one final grand celebration at Downton Abbey? And that wraps up today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time here on TV Promo Recap.